In the heart of an ancient, forgotten forest, where the sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy of twisted branches and creeping vines, there existed a tale whispered through the ages, a tale of an elusive treasure buried beneath the dark, loamy soil. Ethan Hayes, a seasoned treasure hunter with a thirst for the unknown, stumbled upon the cryptic whispers that led him to the heart of the forest. Guided by cryptic maps and the allure of untold riches, Ethan embarked on a treacherous journey through the tangled undergrowth. As he delved deeper, the air grew heavy with the weight of centuries, and the once vibrant sounds of nature hushed into an eerie silence. The ominous ambience did little to deter Ethan's determination. Instead, it fueled his excitement. After days of navigating the labyrinthine forest, Ethan discovered a clearing that seemed untouched by time. At its center, obscured by a carpet of moss and the remnants of forgotten foliage, lay the entrance to an ancient tomb, a portal to a world shrouded in mystery and guarded by the whispers of forgotten spirits. Undeterred by the foreboding atmosphere, Ethan carefully unearthed the entrance, revealing a weathered staircase leading into the depths of the earth. Armed with a flickering lantern and a heart pulsating with anticipation, he descended into the subterranean abyss, leaving the dappled sunlight behind. The air within the tomb was heavy with the scent of decay, and shadows danced across the walls like ethereal phantoms. As Ethan ventured further, he encountered cryptic inscriptions adorning the walls, telling tales of a long-lost civilization and the untold treasures entombed within the sepulchre. As he reached the heart of the tomb, a chamber adorned with faded murals and ancient relics, a sense of both awe and trepidation enveloped him. In the center of the chamber, atop a stone pedestal, rested an ornate chest, a vessel that held the secrets of the forgotten civilization. Ethan, driven by avarice and curiosity, cautiously opened the chest. To his surprise, instead of gleaming jewels and golden artifacts, he found a collection of enigmatic artifacts and ancient manuscripts. The treasures within were not material wealth, but the knowledge of a civilization long lost to the annals of time. Yet as he marveled at the antiquities, a haunting presence stirred in the shadows. Unseen eyes observed his every move, and a spectral murmur echoed through the chamber. The tomb, it seemed, held not only the remnants of a forgotten people, but also the lingering spirits that guarded their legacy. In the dim glow of his lantern, Ethan felt a chill in the air as the shadows coalesced into ethereal forms. Wisps of mist danced around him, and ghostly figures emerged from the darkness, their eyes hollow and voices laden with the weight of centuries. The spirits, once guardians of the tomb, spoke of the civilization's tragic demise, a tale of greed, betrayal, and a curse that condemned their treasures to remain hidden in eternal obscurity. The artifacts within the chest were not meant to be plundered, but to serve as a testament to the mistakes of the past. As the spectral voices faded, the chamber seemed to close in around Ethan. The once enticing treasures now bore the weight of a tragic history. The tomb, once silent, resonated with the echoes of a civilization seeking redemption through the stranger who had dared to uncover their story. Ethan, humbled by the encounter, carefully closed the chest and retraced his steps through the tomb's labyrinthine passages. As he ascended the weathered staircase and emerged into the dappled sunlight of the ancient forest, he carried not material wealth, but a profound revelation, a tale of a civilization lost to time and the haunting legacy of a treasure guarded by the shadows of the forgotten tomb. Ethan emerged from the ancient forest, his mind awash with the echoes of the spectral voices and the weight of the untold story he had unearthed. The once lush foliage now seemed to hold the hushed secrets of a civilization long gone. The sun cast long shadows through the twisted branches, a stark contrast to the ominous darkness within the tomb. Haunted by the revelations, Ethan embarked on a journey beyond the forest, determined to share the tale of the forgotten tomb and the spirits that guarded it. The ancient manuscripts and artifacts he had discovered became not just relics of a bygone era, but a bridge between the present and the lost world he had uncovered. As Ethan traversed distant lands, he encountered scholars, historians, and seekers of truth who were drawn to the enigma he carried. Together, they delved into the mysteries encoded within the ancient manuscripts, deciphering the language of the forgotten civilization and piecing together a narrative that transcended time. The tale spoke of a once prosperous society driven to ruin by the insatiable thirst for wealth and power. The tomb, a symbol of their demise, became a testament to the consequences of unchecked greed and the lingering echoes of a curse that spanned generations. The more Ethan delved into the history he had unearthed, the more he felt a connection to the spirits that lingered within the shadows of the forgotten tomb. It became apparent that the spectral guardians sought redemption, a release from the curse that bound them to the remnants of their civilization. Driven by a newfound purpose, Ethan and his companions returned to the ancient forest, guided by the ethereal echoes that resonated within their souls. The tomb, once a place of trepidation, now beckoned as a sanctuary where the spirits yearned for closure. As they descended into the subterranean depths once again, the chamber that had held the treasures now transformed into a sacred space. The spectral figures materialized, their eyes no longer hollow but filled with gratitude. The curse that had bound them began to lift, and a serene energy enveloped the chamber. Ethan, guided by an otherworldly force, placed the ancient artifacts back in the chest, a symbolic gesture that signified the restitution of what had been taken. As the lid closed, the spirits dispersed, their ethereal forms dissipating into the shadows, leaving behind a sense of peace that transcended the earthly realm. The tomb, once a repository of tragedy, now stood as a shrine to the redemption of a lost civilization. The ancient forest, no longer shrouded in the ominous echoes of the past, seemed to breathe a sigh of relief as the weight of the curse lifted. Ethan emerged from the tomb, carrying not just the artifacts, but the profound lessons learned from the shadows of the forgotten. The forest, touched by the ethereal energy, flourished once again, as if nature itself had found solace in the closure brought by the seekers of truth. In the quiet suburb of Castlewood, where the houses bore the weight of decades and the streets echoed with the laughter of children, a peculiar mystery unfolded within the confines of the Turner family home. Siblings. Emily and Jake, on an ordinary afternoon of exploration, stumbled upon an old wooden door in their basement, a door that hadn't been there before. The door, weathered and adorned with intricate carvings, stood against a forgotten corner of the basement. Its presence sent shivers down their spines, for neither Emily nor Jake could recall seeing it during the countless times they had played in the dimly lit space beneath their home. Intrigued by the mysterious portal, the siblings exchanged cautious glances before Emily, the older and more adventurous of the two, reached for the rusty knob. As the door creaked open, a gust of cool air rushed through, carrying with it a scent of damp earth and distant whispers that danced through the shadows. The siblings hesitated, but were drawn to the enigma that lay beyond the threshold. With trepidation and curiosity intertwining, they stepped through the door, leaving the familiar safety of their basement behind. To their astonishment, the world on the other side bore no resemblance to the suburban haven they knew. Instead, they found themselves in a moonlit forest, its ancient trees towering overhead like guardians of a long-forgotten secret. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and a mysterious glow emanated from the flora that adorned the unfamiliar landscape. As Emily and Jake ventured deeper into the mysterious forest, they discovered ruins obscured by the overgrowth, a testament to a civilization long lost to time. The siblings, now captivated by the allure of the supernatural realm, marveled at the remnants of a forgotten world that seemed to exist in parallel to their own. As they explored the mystical surroundings, shadows moved with a life of their own, and echoes of distant whispers filled the air. Unseen creatures rustled in the underbrush, and ancient spirits seemed to observe their every move. Amidst the ruins, Emily and Jake uncovered a weathered book that recounted the tale of a realm connected to the doors between worlds. The forest, a mystical conduit, served as a passage between the mundane and the supernatural, a gateway that had been dormant for centuries, awaiting the arrival of those destined to rediscover its secrets. The more the siblings delved into the mysterious realm, the more they became entwined with its magic. They encountered ethereal beings, guardians of the forgotten passage, who revealed the purpose of their journey: to restore the balance between the two worlds and prevent an impending darkness from seeping through the ancient door. As Emily and Jake embraced their newfound roles as guardians of the forgotten passage, they uncovered dormant powers within themselves, abilities tied to the mystical energy that permeated the enchanted forest. Together they embarked on a quest to seal the ancient door and safeguard both their world and the the supernatural realm from the encroaching darkness. The journey was fraught with challenges, as malevolent forces sought to exploit the connection between the realms. Yet the siblings, fueled by the bonds of family and a shared destiny, faced each trial with unwavering determination. In a climactic moment beneath the moonlit canopy, Emily and Jake successfully sealed the ancient door, restoring balance to the mystical forest and ensuring the safety of both worlds. As the door closed, the siblings found themselves back in their basement, the old door nowhere in sight. The mystical realm, now a distant memory, lingered in their hearts. The siblings, forever changed by the experience, shared a silent understanding that the supernatural mysteries of Castlewood were not confined to the ordinary world. They existed in the shadows, waiting for those brave enough to uncover the forgotten passages that bridged the realms of the mysterious and the mundane. As Emily and Jake returned to the familiar surroundings of their basement, a profound sense of accomplishment and mystery lingered in the air. The old door, once a portal to an enchanted realm, had vanished, leaving behind only the echoes of their extraordinary journey. Days turned into weeks, and life in Castlewood resumed its ordinary rhythm. The siblings, however, couldn't shake the feeling that the mystical energy of the forgotten passage still flowed beneath the surface of their everyday existence. Dreams were filled with glimpses of the enchanted forest, and the scent of damp earth seemed to linger in the air. One fateful night, as the moon cast its silvery glow over Castlewood, Emily and Jake were drawn to the basement by an inexplicable force. To their astonishment, a subtle luminescence emanated from the very spot where the old door had once stood. As they approached, the siblings found themselves standing before a new door, a door that bore the same intricate carvings, but seemed to shimmer with an ethereal light. The forgotten passage had returned, and with it, a sense of anticipation and destiny. Emily, her eyes reflecting the wisdom gained from their previous journey, turned to Jake with a knowing smile. The mystical energy, it seemed, had chosen them to be the custodians of the forgotten passage, a responsibility they embraced with a shared determination. As they opened the door, the moonlit forest greeted them once again, but this time it seemed more welcoming. The ancient trees whispered words of gratitude, and the spirits that had once observed them now acknowledged the siblings as protectors of the delicate balance between worlds. In the enchanted realm, Emily and Jake discovered that time moved differently. What felt like moments in their world translated into profound experiences within the mystical forest. They learned from ancient beings, refined their abilities, and forged alliances with benevolent creatures that roamed the ethereal landscape. Their dual existence, navigating the ordinary life in Castlewood and embracing their roles as guardians of the forgotten passage, became a delicate dance between the mundane and the magical. The siblings, guided by the wisdom of the enchanted realm, faced challenges that transcended both worlds. As Emily and Jake continued their mystical journey, they uncovered the interconnectedness of the realms, a symbiotic relationship that relied on the ebb and flow of supernatural energy. The enchanted forest, once forgotten, became a haven where mystical beings and earthly creatures coexisted in harmony, safeguarded by the vigilant guardians of the passage. In Castlewood, the siblings lived ordinary lives, concealing the extraordinary nature of their nightly endeavors. Yet, when the moonlit glow bathed the basement in its silvery radiance, Emily and Jake would embark on journeys to the enchanted realm, ensuring the delicate equilibrium endured. The forgotten passage, now an integral part of their existence, became a bridge between worlds, a testament to the enduring connection between the supernatural and the mundane. Emily and Jake, bound by a shared destiny and the mystical energy that flowed through them, embraced the duality of their lives with grace and purpose.